But there's another theory, according to people who have dealt with her directly on matters of business, which is that she seems to be of a belief as she carves up Bill Belichick's brand, his life, into different buckets of monetization. And by the way, she is the person who inspired in a real way the book that is at the heart of that CBS non-promo. She had read, I'm told, Ray Dalio's book, Principles. Like, as an idea mill, as she's credited in the acknowledgments, she does come up with ideas like that book. But what the source has deduced is that she may be saving exclusively any and all talk about their origin story, their relationship, for a potential reality show.
No.
Oh, no.
So you're saying that she's protecting that information because it's, in fact, embargoed?
She is somebody who believes that an exclusive means exclusive. Like, you can't talk about this anywhere else. This story is for a future theoretical project. That is the theory from people who have had to deal with her. And the dealing with her, right? When did this happen? When did she get control over Bill Belichick's new media empire? So, you may recall the time that Bill Belichick got defenestrated from Katie Nolan's New England Patriots.
That's thrown out the window.
Do you think I need you to tell me what defenestrated is?
I was doing it for them, but
Fenestra, Latin, window, feminine, noun. Let's go.
That window of time that Belichick had.
A fenestra of time, if you will.
A fenestra of time that he didn't have football to fill. He had, I'm going to count them down, a podcast for Underdog Fantasy called Coach. He had Inside the NFL for the CW. He had appearances with Peyton Manning and various kinds. He had appearances on the Pat McAfee show. And all of this was kind of conspicuous given that, again, no one hated media more than that guy. And also, as you told multiple people, he never listened to a podcast before. But
who among us?
Not surprising.
Who among us makes him doesn't listen to him, you know?
So he shows up at NFL Film Studios in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. All of these things I've mentioned are filmed there at the one place that he trusts as a media entity. It's the company that he grew up adoring and trusting, NFL Films, right? Like, his dad was a coach. He is a football nerd. He has friends who've worked there for a very long time. The Hard Knocks thing, which is, for those not familiar, the reality show where you get cameras all over a football building, typically an NFL team, was going to be for the first time a college team. It was going to be Chapel Hill, North Carolina. It was going to be this program. And it was going to be produced by NFL Films. So this is, again, the organization where all of these shows had been taped. This was Belichick's sort of like comfort zone. And so when you get the news that Jordon Hudson, and this is something that I've confirmed myself, was instrumental in that deal blowing up because she was trying to assert control over the negotiations. This is now how we arrive at a point at which Bill Belichick's insulation from these media things has absolutely just become a thing he has to deal with.
And I think if the other thing about it is if UNC struggles, this is only going to get way, 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 way worse.
And at the beginning of this, as of the summer of 2024, Jordon Hudson was not in charge of everything. But there was one famous story that was witnessed by, I am told, dozens of people, including freelance contractors who were hired to work on the set for a 7-figure scripted commercial. And yes, we're talking about another expensive commercial shoot here.
This is Belichick.
Talk to me.
Double B.
Tyrese.
What's good with these wideouts?
He's going to get in the end zone, no doubt about that.
My man.
William, answer the phone.
Billy B, my man.
Cam.
How's QB1 looking?
It's looking more like QB3.
My body rejects that.
What I am told by multiple people among the dozens who witnessed the shooting of this is that what happened that day on set was, quote, highly unusual. Jordon Hudson, who was at the time like a person they kind of heard about, but again, this is last summer.
Yeah.
Not quite the entity that we know now, nothing close, had arrived on set and started immediately pitching herself for a role that had not been discussed in this scripted 7-figure commercial shoot. That would also serve as, quote, the hard launch of their relationship. And she told everybody to hold on, actually, as this idea developed in her head, because what she did was she left set, came back sometime later, and she was wearing a yellow polka-dot bikini.
Shut up.
And a sun hat.
She would just be by the pool with him. That was the idea.
Were you
I pitched this to her.
Were you
She left.
in the room?
She called me. She was like, "What do you think would be a good?" And I was like, "Get that Kayne on, girl."
Said, hey, you were in Severance for 30 seconds. I was just wondering.
Whoa,
Whoa,
40 seconds.
Think
Your
about
face.
think about the scene though, right? So she shows up. She's wearing a bikini. She's walking around. Bill Belichick, if you're wondering, betrays no emotional change as this is happening.
Sure.
And everybody around is like, again, this is like, as she called him on set multiple times, this is a star. She kept on calling him a star.
That's why you're
We're paying
allowed
him
to
a lot
be
of money.
here. We're even pretending to listen to you because of the star, how much he's a star in our eyes.
So that part, right? The how do they manage this question, because she's insisting the hard launch be good for the commercial. And Belichick was going along with it. He's like, of course, this seems totally normal, like a thing you would do. And the crew had to figure out, what the do you do now?
Oh, no.
So the premise of the ad, according to my sources, was Jordon Hudson by the pool, sunning herself in a lounge chair, trying to get Bill's attention, that kind of a thing.
Oh, she added like script idea. It wasn't just she'd be in the background of the shot we saw.
She had motivation.
Okay.
Taping for the actual commercial was done by then. And so what they did was they filmed something
Oh, my
No,
God.
that
no.
one source told me
This is embarrassing.
may have involved a camera that may not have even been
Oh
on.
my God, this is so embarrassing. It's like when you give a kid a
Yes.
controller for a video game and you play it and you go, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You're driving the car,
Go,
Billy.
look at you go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They had zero intention of using it.
I got goosebumps. That is
Yeah.
that's a real nightmare.
That hurts me. It makes
I'm embarrassed.
it makes me feel for her. In
Yes,
spite of the fact that
yes.
she is,
Unfortunately, I now feel
think
bad.
the villain up to this point in this particular story. I am like, oh gosh.
Yeesh.
I agree.
I hope that footage is destroyed. I
It-
hope that if there was
is any
I hope there
footage.
isn't any, and if it is, I hope it was destroyed.
Please don't have that footage right now.
Please, Pablo.
And no, I don't have that.
Oh, thank God. I believed him.
I looked.
Oh, God, of course you did. I wouldn't be able to look. It'd be like the salt bath, whatever that
Yes,
scene was.
salt
You guys
burn.
Yep.
don't
Which we
do
do
it.
have.
Do not be
Oh
mean.
my God.
How
We
did you
actually
do
have
that? How did you do that?
So not understanding how sets work, how cameras work, how microphones work, that's a through line so far from CBS to this. And what happens though, as everybody on set is watching this and the people who work on these shows are watching this in this one central location where the mountain has come to Muhammad and everybody goes and like films stuff with Bill Belichick, the newly crowned media king of football who cannot get a job in the NFL. One source told me this, quote, I watched her power grow inch by inch. I can take this. I can take this. I can take this. And the question then is like, why wasn't anyone in the way? Like,
Right.
why was the power vacuum so empty? And the inner circle of Bill Belichick is a fascinating thing. So it used to be managed, his PR used to be managed by this guy, Berge Najarian. He was handling all of his personal PR. He was the guy who, as Bill Belichick, was very hard to deal with. He was very easy to work with, but ultimately they said nothing. And that was a good relationship. That was a safe relationship. He's now, however, the chief of staff at Boston College, leaving behind a group with whom Bill Belichick still has a standing pre-dawn phone call every single day. You got Matt Patricia, the former defensive coordinator of the Patriots, and also briefly the offensive coordinator. That did not go any better.
It's not.
We can also
Stay
mention
focused.
that Josh McDaniels is also in this group. Also, Mike Lombardi, longtime friend of Bill Belichick, former Patriots assistant, now GM at UNC. And these are yes men. So I just want you to imagine being Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is somebody who has been for decades incredibly insulated from having to live anything resembling a normal life. He has been a coach. He has been in charge. And Matt Patricia, as was described to me, like this is, quote, a doormat. That's mean as well. And I kind of feel bad about that. But these guys like are watching Jordon come in and they're like eye rolling. They're kind of like nudging each other is the description. But they're not telling Bill, they're not telling Coach, this is a bad idea. So she comes in and out-alphas everybody. And that's how, in a very short amount of time, in a period of months, they watch her take power. And so, simultaneous to this, Bill Belichick, to the people he's doing these media projects with, is repeatedly calling Jordon brilliant. He is telling them, you need to hire Jordon. He told one of these media companies, I am told, that they should hire her for a 6-figure salary as part of their deal with him to make the show in question. But you can imagine what that work environment was like, where she was on every single call, every single email. They had to go through her. She ran his life. Media partners had to go to her to get to him. They commuted together all the time from Boston to New Jersey. She was calling people into meetings. And connecting back to the CBS interview, she again didn't seem clear on how cameras and hot mics worked. And I say that because in another infamous story that circulated among dozens of people on set at the NFL film studio, Bill Belichick, Katie Nolan, you can imagine this, right? He's wearing a mic. She is whispering to him.
Oh, no.
Off camera somewhere.
Oh, God.
The problem is that there are these things in television called control rooms. And at NFL Films headquarters, as Bill Belichick and Jordon Hudson are mic'd up, they proceed to hear them talking shit about all sorts of people. They're talking shit about graphics. They're talking so much about the graphics people. They are not aware that dozens of people can hear them talk.
How?
Jordan.
How are you not aware? You need just everybody knows this trick. How are you not aware?
Let me also, okay, here's what I'm going to say. I think, this is a principle of my life, talking shit behind people's back is totally fine. I encourage it.
I
think
actually
it's
believe
great.
there's studies that have shown it's like important for human society to have that.
So
like
now
gossip
there's
and
that.
Science
So I think
backing
that's total. I think you should talk shit about all the people, but everything goes out the window if they hear you. If they hear you, it's a whole different. It's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
They heard them.
That's pretty tough. That's
That
really
sucks.
tough. And you're saying that's on, and that didn't get out, even though they're
That has
mad.
not gotten out.
Yeah. Are we ever going to go back to the part where nobody around Bill spoke up? Because I do feel that's a neglected part of this story, in that we do seem to love, especially as an online public, we love a woman to put everything on. And while I'm not in any way saying that Jordon is innocent or anything in all of this, it does seem like a number of people were in a position that could have gone, hey, this isn't cool, but they were so much more interested in their access to this power that they let it get really bad and are now like, crazy, right? She's nuts. And you're like, yeah, you could have said something a long time ago and helped your supposed friend by telling him the truth of what was going on here. And now you're leaving it to us to do.
I would say it's tricky, because even like, have you ever had a friend who had a significant other that you were like, oh boy,
yes,
this person is trash?
Yeah, I'm not
I would
good
say,
at this.
in my opinion, I'm like, I'm just going to wait till they break up, and that's what I'm going to say.
And I will say, self-awareness, I am on the other end of the spectrum.
That's good.
I have made people very mad at me.
Maybe it's not good.
By the other end of the spectrum
And they're
being
here today.
bring them out. No, I have a tendency to be a little honest in ways I don't notice are uncouth until they've been said.
It happened.
I think it's a good friend is to say, I don't know how to tell you this, and I might not tell it to you right, but I don't think what's going on here is on the up and up. I would say at least that.
I will safely say that Bill Belichick's inner circle could have used a Katie Nolan.
Well, and I've been saying that for years.
It's true. The parallel here that I imagine is like in Succession, the council of just like people who are just like sucking up to Logan Roy, who are there because they're looking for like the scraps of power that fall off of his plate. That is a lot of what I've had described to me. And I am trying always to like balance how I don't have Jordon Hudson's perspective, because she wouldn't talk to us. But the quotes that you hear from the people who worked with her, and again, I think, look, I don't know how to diplomatically convey the following quote from one of the people who worked on these shows. Quote, "She is the worst person I've ever met on earth, and I've worked with multiple sociopaths."
Oh, boy.
End quote.
Am I allowed to know the gender? I can't, of course, know the gender of who said that, but it does inform.
But I do wonder, if there are any of the gender of the people of our 11 spices, if any of those spices is a woman spice. Spice girl.
like a ginger
I
or
can
a
tell
cinnamon.
you that an unquantifiable number among the 11 are in fact
ginger or cinnamon or
even baby.
Even baby. Can you read that quote one more time? Yeah. I started laughing at the word worst.
Yeah.
And didn't hear the rest of it.
She is the worst person I've ever met, and I've worked with multiple sociopaths. And
I mean, that's pretty bad.
They still fear her today.
Oh my gosh.
This is a lot of. There's so much fear in this story.
What are you so afraid of?